We need a win to record a very important bilateral series tomorrow. How's the team? Will there be any changes from the team?
Yeah, there will be one or two changes. We've discussed them. We'll finalise again later this evening. But yeah, the team's great. The team have worked incredibly hard. The effort the boys have put in has been nothing short of exceptional. We're working incredibly hard. The guys are improving all the time, which for me is so heartwarming. You know, it's so nice when you start a project and you get some young players and you see them getting better and better. That really makes it so rewarding and worthwhile. So yes, we're really, really hoping that we can pull it out tomorrow and we can get that elusive series win, because it will just kickstart this group so nicely. It'll just give us so much confidence going forward.
What's your take on South Africa playing our spinners so well, so up to now in this series? And what is that Sri Lanka needs to do tomorrow to make it win this tomorrow's game?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they've played our spinners very well. I coached Mark Boucher, and I know Mark Boucher was big on sweep, and that's how he played his game. So I knew that they would be prepared for that. The wickets haven't gripped and turned as much as we were hoping for, but I think tomorrow they'll grip and turn a little bit more. And if we can just create some doubt, that's all we're wanting. We haven't been able to create that doubt because the ball hasn't gripped and turned as much as it did in the Indian series. So I'm hoping we can do that tomorrow. And then we've got plans to try and obviously make them score in different areas. And if we can get them scoring in different areas, we might create that mistake, which will ultimately lead to that wicket for us.
We know that Kusal Perera is in the squad. Is there any sort of time frame for him to feature in the series? Is there any possibility that he could play tomorrow before the T20s?
Sure, but if I had my way, I'd put him straight back in tomorrow. No, it's been so nice having KJ down. He batted for probably an hour in the nets today. He's hitting the ball extremely well. He's obviously just short of where he needs to be in terms of his return to play protocols. The doctors have been very diligent with that, so we hopefully going to have him up to speed. There isn't a time frame on it because we obviously don't want to jeopardize anything going forward with a T20 World Cup. Obviously, as coach, I'm hoping sooner rather than later. But we've got to adhere to all the medical advice that's given to us as well, and we obviously have to listen to KJ, who's every day is on the improve. So hopefully, without putting any time frame to it, hopefully we'll see him for a 2020 or two in the South African series.
We saw in last two matches defensive bowling attack. They scored a lot of singles in last match. They scored 124 singles and only 115 dot balls. So our bowlers didn't invite them to play some risky shots, and we saw it's just a very defensive bowling attack. How do you think about that, and what will going tomorrow?
Yeah, look, that's a good point, and we reviewed that the other day. It was too easy probably for them to pick up their ones and twos, which didn't put them as batsmen under any sort of pressure for an extended period of time. And we know pressure gives us wickets. It is something we spoke about. In terms of defence, we trying to set out an attacking bowling lineup, but obviously with the wicket not gripping and not turning enough, they've had to go into an almost defensive mode. So hopefully that changes for tomorrow. We might shake up our attack just a little bit and see what we can get out of them by using maybe one or two different sorts of skills. So again, that's something that we've sat down, something we've discussed. Dus and I have had a really good chat around it as well. So we've done our planning on that. And it's all just about the execution now. But we will try and take wickets, because taking wickets for us is the best way of stopping the run rate. So that's what we've got to try and do, and that's always been our intention. Our intention's always been to attack with our spinners.
when we look at the bowling options from both Sri Lanka and South Africa, it looks like pretty much the same with the spinners and the fast bowlers.
Yeah.
What do you think as the differentiator between Sri Lanka and South Africa that could enable any of those two sides to win this particular series?
I think it's going to be the ability of the spinners to really control the game tomorrow. They've got Rabada, we've got Dushmancha Chamira, both world-class quick bowlers. They played Vian Mulder, we got Chamika Karunaratne, who's done a wonderful job for us. So it is similar. The key for me, Shamsi, we saw Shamsi get 5 wickets the other night. The key for me, and that's without wanting to put too much pressure on our spinners, is a spinner really standing up for us tomorrow and really taking the game by the scruff of the neck. I think first things first, though, is we need to strike in the power play. And we saw South Africa strike in the power play in the second game and have us 3 down very quickly. I think that's going to be the defining factor, and that will fall onto Dushmanta and somebody else to do that for us. So wickets is always going to be something that we strive for, because wickets stop the rate, and we need to be able to put them under some sort of pressure. So to answer your question, I guess is the team that does that best is the team that's going to come out on top tomorrow night.
Chamika Karunaratne's recent form and his rise to the national arena as an all-rounder, out-and-out all-rounder with both bat and ball. We see his power with the batting, but I think this was discussed in the press box as well. He was sort of underbowled in the last 2 matches, we thought. So do you think that will change in third match? We saw him taking wickets, took 2 wickets coming into the attack. Do you think that will change in the last game?
Yeah, look, and again, Dust and myself, we sit down and debrief all the time around phases in games, when to use players, when to use bowlers, and I think those are just calls that were taken. It worked for us in game 1, and it's just what Dust thinks at that time is going to be the determining factor in the game. All I can say about Chamika is that he has not let us down in any way. He's been a revelation, certainly with his batting and his bowling. Whenever he comes on and bowls, it's strange. Something always tends to happen. He bowls his bouncer really well. With something that we've encouraged him to do is to use his bouncer, because that just messes up the feet work of the batsman a little bit. Suddenly they can't come down the wicket to him, and he's done that. He's done that really, really well. So. Again, I can't fault Chamika. He's been wonderful. He's been a great find for us as a genuine all-rounder.
You spoke about spinners taking wickets. You think that the form of Akila Dananjaya is a bit of a concern for you all, because he's one of the key guys who will have been looking forward to take wickets? And what about his chances of playing tomorrow?
Yeah, look, it's something that I had a good long chat today with the spin bowling coach and Akila about that, and I think something that we've gone away from as a bowling unit has been our ability, and I thought that was prevalent in our whole game. The other night was we went away from the things that we have to do well as a team. Any emerging team has got to be ruthless on the basics, whether you're batting, whether you're bowling, whether you're fielding. And I think we went away from that as a team the other night for some reason. I think Akila's trying too many different things, and he's not the only one. I think a lot of our bowlers and batsmen tried too many different things when they were under pressure, instead of going back to their roots, going back to their core basics, which have worked for them. So our messaging around that today was around going back to your basics, and certainly that was part of the conversation with Akila today.
To ask about Dasun Shanaka. We haven't seen him do especially well with the bat, although he's been in really good form in the T20 competition, the domestic one. Is there something about the burden of the captaincy and being a batter himself that he's still kind of working out? Do you see a big score around the corner for him?
Yeah, I do. I really do. Andrew, I think he works extremely hard at his game. He's hitting the ball as well as I've ever seen him hit the ball. We kind of saw glimpses in that 30 the other night. He was really disappointed to get out. You know, he should have theoretically hit that one out the ground. But you know, he's playing well. I don't have any issues around his form at the moment. I've got no issues around the way he's leading the team, and there's certainly no issues around his work ethic. So I'm very confident that there's a match-winning innings from Dasun Shanaka just around the corner.
Rex Clementine. Rex, I will.
Mickey, over the last couple of months, we've heard a lot of talk from Bhanuka Rajapaksa. When is he going to walk the talk?
He got a good ball the other night from Rabada. And to be fair to Bhanuka, and I've said it to him, and I think I've said it publicly as well. Since he's come back, he's been nothing short of a model professional. He's got stuck in. His work ethic is good. He's met every requirement that we've wanted. Yes, he's been short of runs. You know, that can happen. You know. But yeah, we need a score here. He needs a score for us. So you know, whether we play him tomorrow or not, that's a different debate. But with the work that he's put in, I do think we'll get some reward with him. Whether that's in the shorter 2020 game or in the ODIs. But again, I can't fault his work ethic at the moment. I think, you know, we all learned a lesson around you know, that last episode, and he's come back incredibly positive and incredibly hungry to do well for us, which is a good thing.
We all know that facing at our Premadasa isn't easy. Do you think Sri Lanka faltered over the other day than the Proteas in the previous game? Do you think it's a mental aspect where the teams need to prepare in order to chase at Ketarama?
Yeah, look, I think any team that gets sort of 280, 290, 300 on the board, 300 is always a tough score to chase. It's a far easier score to set than chase, simply because you're under pressure and you're under scoreboard pressure, because the scoreboard keeps telling you what you need to do in order to win the game. Excuse me. So there is those pressures. It's a different pressure chasing. I thought we handled the chase very well in the first game. I'm talking with our fielding and our bowling, where we just managed to squeeze them. And even though they hadn't lost any wickets, we were getting that rate up and up and up, which meant that once we got a wicket, the new batsman coming in had to start well and start quite quickly. So we did it well. South Africa, you did it differently the other night by taking wickets up front, and then you know, we sort of got some partnerships together, but we were always short. Chasing is tough. Chasing in any international form is tough when you get runs on the board. So again, I think, you know, that would be the game plan from any team tomorrow.
Ranjit, go ahead with your question. Ranjit.
Mickey, you have a few youngsters in your squad. Special mention to Maheesh Theekshana, who did well in the SLT inaugural T20 league. Do you think there's a chance for him to feature in one of the ODIs, or the last ODI, or even in the T20s?
Yes, there's a definite chance. There's a definite chance. He offers us something different, which I've liked. He's come in beautifully, worked exceptionally hard. And it's just so good to see these young players coming in and working. These guys just want to get better and better and better. And every day we go to the nets, train the house down, and these guys are improving. So I love seeing these young guys come in and do well. And perhaps there'll be an opportunity for a few tomorrow.
Charith Asalanka's 2 knocks in the first and the second ODIs, there were calls that he should be moved up the order. But do you think it makes sense for someone who had batted well at the number 5 position to be moved up, and then again it creates a vacuum at number 5? Does it make does it make sense for someone to make a move like that?
No, not at the moment. I think number 5 is one of the toughest batters positions to bat in white form cricket, because you could be coming in at 20 for 3, 50 for 3, or you're coming in at 180 for 3. You've got to be very adaptable. Charith Asalanka has been nothing short of brilliant. Those 2 innings he's played have been very, very mature innings, and one that he can be very proud of. And certainly watching him play and go about his business has been very, very rewarding, because I've seen how much work and effort he's put in the nets. He's worked so hard, and to see him get those rewards were great. And it's not only the rewards he's got. He reads the situation of the game so well. I'm incredibly impressed with him. In short, to answer the question, no, he will be batting 5 again tomorrow.
Talking about the changes, is there any chance that Dinesh Chandimal will feature in the last ODI?
Yes, possibly. There's a position at the top of the order there where we've always had our wicket keeper, and that position belongs to Kusal Perera. But we need to find a guy that can come in and score big runs in that position as well as keep wicket. So there is a chance. Yes.
Looking at this South African team that has come, you spoke about Mark being a sweeper and encouraging the batsman to sweep and things like that. I mean, is it that these days that in all international teams that they find coming to a subcontinent and playing spin a much easy option now these days, because all the videos and various other things that are available to them? I mean, has that become a sort of a habit that which all subcontinent teams have to sort of face up to?
Yeah, definitely. And I think we see it with subcontinent teams that sort of go to South Africa or to England or wherever now. The subcontinent teams are batting far better in those conditions. And I think that's just the advent of so much international cricket. That's the advent of having really good feeder systems where you have your players going in under 19 teams and A teams and experiencing those conditions before they get into them with their national side. So 100% right. Teams have worked a way out of playing in the subcontinent. I spoke to our spinners. I knew South Africa were going to come in, they were going to sweep, and because that's just the way Mark Boucher did it. And as coach, I knew he was going to do that, whether it be a conventional sweep, whether it be a lap, whether it be a reverse sweep. The guys have played it really well. What we need tomorrow is to adapt to that. So I don't think we've changed our lengths enough. We talk about bowling our stock ball more, and we went away from those basics. We went away from those basics because the South African batsmen have put some pressure on us by sweeping. So for us now, we've got to be able to navigate our lengths, whether that's a little fuller, whether it's a little shorter, and mix it up just a little bit more, but not lose fact that you're still bowling your best ball. So if you're the off spinner, you're bowling your off spin more often than not. If you're the left arm spinner, you're going into the wicket as a conventional left arm spinner and getting the ball to turn. Then using your variation to create some doubt. And I think we've just used our variation just a little bit too much because South Africa have played well against us and they've used the sweep to good effect.
Wanindu Hasaranga hasn't been doing well with the bat since the India series. Have we had any chats with him, and what's his thought process at this point of time?
Yeah, we have. Again, like work ethic, guys, is exceptional. I mean, I just wish you guys could come down and just see the effort and time these guys are putting in it. Wanindu probably batted for an hour today. Probably bowled for an hour and a half and batted for an hour to make sure that his game is where we need it. The one thing you guys wouldn't have seen is in the practice game. He came out and he hit the ball unbelievably well. He just looked pure class, and he hit the ball over extra cover, which is his normal go-to. He ran well between wickets. He looked in really good touch coming into the series. So hopefully tomorrow goes well for him because he can win the game with either bat or ball for us, or in the field, as we arguably saw the catch the other night that led to us being able to put them under some sort of pressure. He's a wonderful cricketer. I'm backing him to come good with the bat, because he's worked hard enough at it.